This is Marisol. If you like the content, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. So today, on my walk, we're going to the mall. Now, the mall can be scary, and I'll tell you why. The reason is there's a lot of people. That's just the number one. There are a lot of people. It's anxiety inducing. I remember I had a couple of episodes at the mall before, and so one thing I'm doing to make sure is to gradually go during times that there is not that much of a rush hour. So when I don't see an influx of people, usually you see that in the weekends. But if you go during the day, in the mornings, before kids are let out, it could be quite a calming place. So we're heading over there now, um, taking a stroll. See, there's not a lot of people in my neighborhood. Um, Eventually I have to be used to become comfortable with being around a lot of people, and I am growing, and every day I am like, slowly but surely I'm getting there where it's becoming where I can stay in crowded areas for more than 15 minutes, you know closer to like 30 minutes an hour, which I've done. So I'm just pushing myself ever so much, a little bit, so then this way I can get used to it, and hopefully, if possible, go back to the workforce if I can. Crossing the expressway can be also very challenging. I remember when I was having my episodes, I would always think about, like, I would look at the signs, like the traffic signs, and I would think that they're waving at me or talking, or like telling me something, telling me a mixed message or a message. And so that would distract me, and I would walk past the part that says caution. So there were a couple of moments where I got beeped into reality, or honked into reality to say. So I'm taking the bus. I always take this, not the subway. Can't take the subway. And the reason why is because that's when I start to hear the voices and they tell me to jump. And don't want that to happen. So that's the reason why I don't take the subway. I can take the bus, which hopefully I'm hoping to catch the bus. When it's the bus, it's a short ride, but it's also calming, and it's not. I would say I don't have intrusive thoughts when I'm on the bus. So I'm basically walking, taking, taking a walk there. I'm gonna be passing a bridge. It's about a 10 to 15 minute walk in total. But this helps me, so then this way I can lose weight and not be at home all the time. So it gives me a routine, something else to do within my routine. There's not a lot of people out in this block, but the previous block that I was at, there was a lot of people. And that's the bus stop. that's the next bus stop. I was before in two buses ago, and two bus stops before this stop. That's where I was at. So I walked pretty fast. And the other thing is being mindful of the surroundings and people and stuff like that as I'm walking. Just reminding myself that everyone is in their own world. Everyone is thinking about their own things, their own problems, their own situation. And that it doesn't have to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. And that I'm just a passerby, a pedestrian just like everybody else. So that's the other thing that as I'm walking I have to remind myself. Because before, like I said, I used to think, or my thinking would be skewed, and I would think, oh, they're after me, they're looking at me, they're talking about me, what is going on? You know, and that's not, that wasn't the case at all. Trigger or offset those emotions I was feeling was stress. And I was at a very stressful job. And I stressed myself out because I was working with a lot of people who were not understanding. There was a lot of gaslighting. And because of that, because of those like issues, I ended up breaking down and crying at work. And then afterwards, I had to seek medical attention, and that didn't help out so much because I was still on the streets, walking and thinking, not thinking clearly. So it's quite a walk, and we're almost there. That's the bridge I was talking about. So, and this is the Burger King, which I would go in there and I would buy a meal before. And this is also like on my way to my clinic. To the clinic I go to get my shot and I go for my therapy. It's close to home, which I like. So that's, thank God for that. So you need to have, your clinic and therapist close by to help, because then you could end up in the streets just like this gentleman right here, which sometimes we don't know, but they could be facing homelessness due to mental health illness, and it could be a whole sorts of things. That's what a lot of people forget, that you could be experiencing homelessness, you could be experiencing mental health crisis, and nobody is aware of it because they don't know the signs, they don't see it, think you're going about it the normal way. So this is the bridge, and I remember I would go down here and I would talk to myself a lot and scream, and I would hear the echoes, and the echoes would would tell me, it's as if I was talking to myself, having conversations with myself, because I would interpret the echoes as their form of communication back to me. So that was something that was very scary. It was something I did frequently before. This is why it's important to take your medication and go to therapy, so you can talk yourself through the experience and see what was skewed about your thinking. So we made it. Here's the mall. That's the mall in the far back. We're gonna go to the front, the other entrance. So I'm gonna go through this way because the other entryway is full and there's usually a lot of people. That's Queen Center Mall. Cheesecake Factory. And today I'm going to the mall because I'm running an errand, so I'm picking up a few items. And it was just something I told myself. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna leave. And see how successful that goes. Oh. So this is a mall. Seems I took the side that was less crowded. So that was the other side. It's Dunkin'. So far, so good. The music is soothing as well. So there's not a lot of people, which I like. Again, it's around 2 p.m. 1 or 1:30, I believe. I have to check, but not a lot of people in the mall, so it's not overcrowded, which I like because when there's a lot, I remember one time I was on these escalators and I was like shouting a lot of stuff, which was not right at all. So I went to Macy's. It was pretty quick. I had to go pick up some self-care. And so that was one errand that I was able to do. Now I'm going to be on my way out. I had to wait for my order. And, I was looking at my phone, doing other things looking at my phone and looking for other things to do. But it was an easy wait. And that was it. For those of you that stay tuned to watch the entirety of this video, thank you very much. Again, it's not easy to live with this illness, but sometimes you have to push the limit and you have to push yourself to get better, to have experiences, to live a normal life, and to not let anything else or obstacles or what we see as obstacles, get in the way of us living a full life at a mall. So I'm gonna take a pause, take a seat, and rest a little bit before I get my walk to walk back home.